Good morning, everyone. There seems to be no respite from Didi absolutely free falling. It's down another 14% today, which makes the weekly loss here at 20, close to 23%. The monthly loss since it IPO'd at 37%. This is still a $42 billion market cap. It's lost $5.24 since its IPO price at around $14. And wow, we're going to talk about Didi stock. Is this a bargain? Jim Cramer said to buy as much Didi as possible. Now he's staying absolutely away from it. What should you do with Didi? What are the sanctions against Didi? And where will Didi go in the future? So welcome back to another video. I just want to share this one clip with you on how wrong people can be on IPO.
Reasonable. Now, there are some antitrust concerns here, but as long as they stay on the Communist Party's good side, and I know it's probably hard to do, but as long as they do, I doubt they'll have much trouble with regulators. So if you want to speculate on it...
I doubt they'll have that much trouble with regulators. Are you kidding me? You know, the first couple days they come out with IPO and China absolutely shits on them.
Chinese IPO, you've got my blessing to bet on Didi. I would try to get as many shares as you can. DI.
Okay, so he said get as many shares of Didi stock as you can. And if you listen to his very wise words, you would be down by close to 40% now. You know, it's down by like 12.75% today. Like, whew, like that's tough. That's really tough. As a rule, I don't necessarily invest in IPOs, especially not Chinese ones. I really like Didi Global, and I might consider picking up some shares amidst all this uncertainty and amidst when this stock is falling. Okay, and the main reason why is because, well, Didi shares drop on a report that China is planning unprecedented penalties on Didi Global. So a little bit before, Alibaba got fined 2.8 billion based on these antitrust hearings, et cetera, et cetera. But you have to understand, Alibaba is like a $680 billion company in terms of market cap. So this was not a drop in the bucket, but overall not very, it didn't impact their performance or ability to do business at all, right? But now they're thinking of bigger penalties for Didi, which is even like, for example, the withdrawal of Didi's US shares. The report said citing people familiar with the matter, including also suspension of certain operations, delisting, et cetera, et cetera. So they could impose a fine, they could delist their shares, which I think would be probably the biggest loss for Didi. And I mean, look what happened with Luckin Coffee. And I mean, I think Didi is completely different than Luckin Coffee, but they were on the New York Stock Exchange. Now they're on the over-the-counter markets, which would happen to Didi if it got delisted. And basically, Luckin Coffee went from being a $20 stock before getting delisted to soaring by close to 200%, and then falling by like 80%. And actually, after it got delisted, then actually would have been the time to buy because you would have been up close to 1,000%. Right, so just because it gets delisted, and this was because of accounting scandals, right? Didi is basically like the Uber of China. Okay, even it has more operations than Uber does. Okay, it's like it operates a bigger market than Uber. So what you have to understand is that Didi is nothing like Luckin Coffee. They are a fast-growing company, and I mean, like, you just can't compare the two, okay? So I think that, you see this drop in Didi stock, even if shares get delisted and go to over-the-counter markets, that would still be really good for shareholders because, I mean, you just be getting these shares at a bargain, okay? And that's just my personal opinion. Buy when there is blood in the streets, and there is definitely blood in the streets. The Motley Fool always has pretty good articles, and a number of sanctions are allegedly being considered. Financial penalties, the mandatory entry of the state as an investor. I don't see anything wrong with that. Aside from them, of course, now the state having a say in how Didi operates, a delisting of the company's NYSE exchange listed shares, and the suspension of some operations. Such deliberations are currently at an early stage. So again, like, let's just see where Didi's share price is now. Wow, down 16% today. That's ridiculous. Volume is already at 22 million early on. The average volume is 93 million here, as you can see. So this is going to be a very high volume day for Didi. And oh my goodness, I feel so bad for investors who listen to Cramer. I mean, people on Yahoo Finance are pretty mad. Cramer literally said get as many shares on IPO day. He now says you cannot own it. Stuck with 10,000 shares, bought at 13.6 on margin. That's tough. Now, hopefully this guy isn't getting any margin calls, but that's a big loss right there. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and JP Morgan Chase are the underwriters. Where are they now? So yeah, a lot of people are angry. A lot of people are looking like, what should they do with their shares? In my opinion, it might get worse before it gets better, but I think that this stock right now is a steal, okay? Like, it lost 40% off its market cap. It IPO'd at around, I think, $65 billion. And I mean, I think these shares are potentially a steal. I do not think that the Chinese Communist Party wants to necessarily clamp down on Didi to the point where they can't do their main business. I mean, I think that China, at the end of the day, wants to celebrate successful businesses like Didi. They just don't like the way that they went about and circumvented the Chinese Communist Party on listing directly on the New York Stock Exchange before figuring out with the Chinese Communist Party their issues, right? But if we look at the charts, I mean, I can be sure right now that this baby is oversold to the absolute just rock bottom here, sitting at a 31. I'm surprised it's not in the 20s right now. It IPO'd a couple days ago, so that's probably why. Let's just do an interval of 4 hours maybe. That's probably why we haven't seen any sort of MACD or anything like that. But yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, this red candle right here is where we are right now, $8.48, completely sitting outside the Bollinger Band. So I mean, it might not be a bad time to pick up some shares now, sitting at a 23 RSI relative strength index. I mean, wow, look at the move. So this is a cautionary tale on be very careful when investing in Chinese IPOs and Chinese stocks in general. I think this is dragging the whole Chinese listed stocks in the New York Stock Exchange. Anyways, if you look at Baba, which is actually one of my biggest investments right now, I can basically guarantee that this stock is down today just based off the news. Yeah, down 5%. Holy smokes. So this is impacting even these larger companies, right? We see this as a $550 billion market cap right now. Crazy low PE for the amount of growth that they're doing, 30+%. But yeah, Didi is just bringing everything down in terms of Chinese companies. So yeah, be careful with what you invest in, and let me know what you think about shares of Didi Global at $8.60 right now. Love you all. Take care. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe, and join the community on Discord if you haven't already. And yeah, cheers.